It's been about a month since the day of the mass shooting. It left 7 people dead and 22 injured in both Midland and Odessa. But as we know right now, as reports of violence have been on the rise since then, the Ector County Sheriff's Office is now investigating last week's string of shootings in southwest Ector County. At this time, it is believed 37-year-old Troy Lee Wilson is the man responsible. Last week, a man was killed along Business 20 and another was shot at a Pilot truck stop. Sheriff Mike Griffiths says there is still a way to prevent the recent tragedies.
We start making a little harsher deterrent to crime in our state and our country. I think that is a very big factor in what's going on in our world today. As we've decriminalized crimes, and our justice system, our Texas prison system, has to decide which felons to let out so we can send some more in. And the deterrent is just not there.
Griffiths also says the lack of harsh punishment is a factor and that his office is now taking their time to protect the integrity of this investigation so that they could get a good conviction. Well, now there's more information that we have on 37-year-old Troy Wilson. He's who the sheriff's office believes is behind these shootings. He actually turned 37 on Monday. Jail records show that he lives in West Odessa, but as of this morning, he is facing a single charge of evading arrest, but that is expected to change. He also has a warrant for murder in Odessa. His bond for that murder is set at $500,000. The other is $50,000 for evading arrest. And as we said, those shootings happened last week between Tuesday and Thursday. We're learning more on the suspected shooter. In fact, we're going to take a look at a timeline of events and also using elements from Troy Wilson's Facebook page, which he was actively using. Many questions linger in the air on who exactly is this guy. 36-year-old Troy Lee Wilson. Who was he? And what did he want? Or was he really who he depicted to be on the internet? Wilson took to Facebook the Sunday before the first shooting, telling everyone to have a blessed day and talk to Jesus, and then making a similar post the next day, saying to renounce what is from Satan in Jesus' name. But then, the first shooting happened that Tuesday. 8th Street and Grant, 15 minutes before 1 in the morning, Wilson shot at a vehicle. Luckily, no one was injured, but even after that, he still took to Facebook saying to have a blessed day. The second shooting happened minutes after in the area of I-20 and FM 866 in West Odessa. Nobody was hurt during the shooting either. The third shooting happened later that afternoon around 4:40. Police say Jesus Alvarado was shot in the stomach near I-20 and Moss. He drove himself to this Pilot station looking for help and was later taken to the hospital. Fortunately, Alvarado was able to make it home by the end of the week. Fast forward to Thursday morning, Wilson posted this at 9:28. It was the same day 31-year-old Juan Rosales from Hereford, Texas came to visit his brother. Juan was looking for a job in West Texas as a mechanic. But it was later that night when he and his brother were experiencing car trouble and pulled over on the side of Business 20 near Loop 338. But as a man in a white truck pulled up from behind them, they thought hope was coming. Instead, the man pulls out a gun, shooting Rosales. It was too late by the time deputies arrived. But now Juan's wife, Cindy, and their 5 children from 4 to 14 years old won't be able to see their dad anymore. But just when you think finding one single white truck in West Texas would be difficult, a DPS trooper notices a truck that matched the description who did not pull over when the trooper went after him. But he did eventually stop and was later arrested. That man was identified as 36-year-old Troy Lee Wilson, who now sits behind bars facing a charge for evading arrest and a warrant for murder in Ector County. Wilson's bond now sits at $50,000 for evading arrest and $500,000 for murder. The sheriff's office is not sharing a lot of the details about this case to the public. Because I said earlier that they want to protect the integrity of this investigation. Now here at News West 9, we are working on getting those answers to questions that you guys have. People on social media have been pretty skeptical about the sheriff's office, and they've been wondering why it took 3 days for them to be notified of a serial shooter. But we hope to learn in the days to come as what's next for Wilson. He is still sitting in the Midland County Jail this morning. He is charged with evading arrest, but we are working to find out when he will be transferred to Ector County and when he will be officially charged with murder.